Hello, hello. This is KlaireeBerry here with your MATIC, your Polygon MATIC horoscope prediction for February 26th through March 7th. Wow, getting into March already. So let's take some overlying, underlying. This is, of course, not financial advice per se. This is astrology, intuition, tarot, and fun all wrapped up into one. And you can use these with your own intuition. Again, not financial advice. Use your own intuition along with mine to help you to pinpoint which days might be best for buying in, which days / weeks / months. Okay. We've got the horse here. Okay. So this is, in a way, it's like down to earth, very determined, and in a way, like loyal here, which it almost feels like, knowing what I know here, there's some struggles, some blockages. It's like a horse that wants to be free that is actually made to be a workhorse right now. This is how this is coming across. Okay, there's a little bit of fear coming through here, but there is some boldness. There's like sparks of freedom, but again, it's not necessarily that wild, free horse. This horse might be a little frazzled. Okay, the mane isn't blowing in the wind right now. But anyway, let's get started. What is up with this week? The main, when I took the tarot and the intuition, the main things that came up, there are struggles, there are blockages, yet in a way, there's also fire. And it's kind of like repeat. Okay. So before we jump into the weekly, I do want to just make a note. If you watched the long-term video, the yearly video, you might already know this time period might not be that great. We've got big Saturn energy, especially with our Saturn square Mars peaking. It peaked on the 16th of February, but it doesn't end until early April, about the 3rd of April. And then that, and along with other energies, even in April's going to be kind of, crack open the shell, kind of wonky, gain your footing, and really overall energy. Not that we're not going to have some good days between now and then, but overall between now and like May is not the best. Not the best for Polygon MATIC. So starting with the dailies, the 26th, we've got Mercury Conjunct Jupiter. There is a bit of new, fresh energy. There is a bit of buzz, but I just don't think it's going to really add up to a whole lot. Could be a little bit up, but it could just kind of go do this up and down thing. Again, that buzz, sometimes it's just all it is. It's just a buzz. But I think, again, the long term, like super long term on this isn't too bad. So you might see some of this coming into the next day, the 27th. We don't have a lot peaking yet. The tarot led me to believe we're going to have a better day. So again, interesting that we have this Jupiter aspect on the 26th, yet tarot doesn't think it's going to do anything. I've learned to trust the tarot, guys. So the 28th, we've got two aspects peaking. We've got Mars conjunct Pluto, and we've got Venus conjunct Pluto. So, there is passion, there is drive, but it can almost be too much right away. It's like, oh, be careful of the peak and then the coming back down. Sometimes that's good because you have the peak and then the coming back down isn't too bad. Sometimes the coming back down is worse, and the potential for that is pretty good here. Okay, because we got two of these together. I just don't think it's going to do that great. This was kind of the final answer, maybe like a slow little rise here, and then maybe ending a little bit lower than we started. Just don't think it's going to be our day, even if we do see kind of that pump early. So on the first, start of a new month, this is bigger aspect. We have peaking here, Lilith sesquiquadrate natal Venus. Excuse me. There's some desirableness here. There's also some volatility, some craziness, the excitement, that goes both ways. I think it might eke out in the green on the day. Also, these bigger aspects don't necessarily translate to the precise day that they peak on sometimes. So yeah, that's my story for the first. The second is going to look almost the same. We do have Mercury square Mars. So again, there could be some issues, some peaking. I think honestly, it'll do okay for the day. And maybe we won't see the peak until the third, to where it comes back down. The third, we've got Mercury conjunct Mars. You see, there's a lot of Mars energy. So a lot of activity, people thinking, people talking about MATIC here. And some buzz. Again, that buzz comes through. But for the third, this is kind of long-term good energy here with this first aspect. There's planning. There is some moving forward energy. That aspect alone, I would say, was positive. Same thing really for Mercury trine North Node. Good planning energy. But we've got this bigger energy of Saturn conjunct Mercury, which is issues. Okay? So even though we've got these first two kind of better aspects, we've got maybe more of something like this coming with this bigger aspect of Saturn. So the fourth, nothing really peaking, so to speak. I think it's going to be one of these. May or may not get higher than it, probably higher than it started out, you know, if you want to look at it. But again, nothing huge. Okay, nothing to speak of. So a lot of those days are dips. It may dip down, do more like that, and be a little bit less at the end of the day. But the general, you know, so watch for it to move a little bit, shift directions that day. The fifth, we've got more Mercury conjunct Sun. So there's some clarity starting to come through, some lessons starting to be learned with our first aspect here. Kind of one of these. Then we've got also more Mercury squaring off with Mars. And this, of course, is issues. Overall, it's going to have some volatility. Might come through, you know, with that clarity and learning the lessons despite the issues, and be a little bit better at the end of the day. You see the whole theme for the week. If we go up, we come back down. If we're doing good, we have some issues. If we're, you know, going and doing good, it's like then we just level off. It's like there's always some kind of blockage coming, even though we're trying to go up, and then, you know, then something else happens. So it's kind of bipolar energy. So on the 6th, nothing really peaking, so to speak of. This is a Sunday. I think it's going to be some up and some down, not getting too far of anywhere, if anywhere at all. On this 7th, guys, little bonus day for the Monday here. Sun sextile Mars. This should be a better day, but I think you might still kind of come down a little bit. And again, I'm Central Standard Time, so the beginnings and ends of these can be different depending on where you're at. So always keep that in mind. Possibly up, maybe just around where we're at here, where we started, or a little bit lower. I don't know. Even though we had kind of positive astrology coming through, it's just not doing a whole lot. Okay, so either down and up, or down and over, somewhere in between there with this Sun sextile Mars. I don't know. It should be good. It should be better. Okay, so if we take the astrology over the tarot, might go up higher, but there's something about it. Maybe some other aspects here. And again, we'll look at the 7th again, hopefully on the next video as well. And that's all for now, guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, again, check out all the playlists. You can find me all over social media: KlaireeBerry, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, etc. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.